Hi everyone, speaking to you from between clients today. Just checking in to give you a quick tip for today. I'm going to start putting them on Instagram TV so that I don't have to film 18 stories in a row. So here it is. My quick tip for today is to look for behaviors that your dog is already doing that you like and reward those. So capture the behaviors that your dog is already offering to teach them to do them more frequently. And if you'd like, you can put a verbal cue on them. For example, to teach a dog to sit at corners, at street corners. Your dog might do this on their own maybe 50% of the time. So when they do, just give them a treat. And you'll notice that they'll do it more frequently. That's a really easy kind of hands-off way of training your dog to perform certain behaviors without actually having to take time out to do that, because they're already offering it. Another example is teaching your dog to roll over. If your dog has trouble being lured over onto their back and to roll over all the way, but if they roll around on the grass, you can say, roll over every time they're rolling around on the grass and give them a treat when they get up. And that way they'll start to associate the cue roll over with them rolling around on the grass, and then you can train the behavior that way. Granted, it's slower because you're waiting for your dog to offer the behavior on their own, but it's a really easy way to kind of build your dog's repertoire without actually having to set aside specific training sessions to do so. Another example of how to do this is to teach your dog to speak. So if your dog is already barking at certain times, or if you can produce a bark from your dog by getting them excited, just say speak right before they bark and give them a treat. You kind of want to be careful with this one because you don't necessarily want your dog to think that they can offer the bark and get a treat. It has to be very specific. Once you teach it, you have to only reward it when you ask for it, and that way sometimes this can even reduce demand barking, because the dog starts to learn that if they bark on their own, it doesn't get them anything, but if you ask for the bark, then they get a treat. So that's my quick tip for today. Reward behaviors that your dog is already offering in order to train those behaviors or to put those behaviors on cue.